For decades, fish oil has been one of the most trusted supplements in America. Doctors have recommended it for heart health. Nutrition experts have praised its omega-3 fatty acids. And millions of Americans, especially those over 50, take a fish oil capsule every morning believing they're doing something good for their bodies. Maybe you do too. Maybe there's a bottle sitting in your kitchen right now. You swallow 1 or 2 softballs with breakfast and move on with your day, assuming those capsules are delivering the healthy oils your body needs. But what if some of those capsules contain far less omega-3 than the label promises? What if others contain oils that have already begun to spoil? And what if, in some cases, the fish oil inside the capsule isn't as pure as the packaging suggests? Over the past several years, independent laboratories and consumer watchdog organizations have tested dozens of fish oil supplements sold across the United States. What they found surprised a lot of people. Some brands failed tests designed to measure oxidation, a process that causes fish oil to go rancid. Others contained lower levels of EPA and DHA, the 2 omega-3 fatty acids responsible for most of fish oil's health benefits. And in some cases, researchers found issues with labeling accuracy, purity, or freshness that raised questions about quality control. Now, before we go further, it's important to say something clearly. Not every fish oil supplement is low quality. In fact, several brands performed extremely well in independent testing. But when researchers analyzed a wide range of products across the market, the results revealed something many consumers never realized. Fish oil is one of the most fragile supplements on the shelf. Omega-3 fatty acids are highly sensitive to heat, light, and oxygen. If they are exposed to these conditions during manufacturing, shipping, or storage, they can begin to break down. And when that happens, the oil can develop oxidation byproducts, compounds associated with rancidity. Sometimes the change is obvious, a strong fishy smell when you open the bottle, a bitter aftertaste when you swallow the capsule. But other times, the degradation happens silently, long before the consumer notices anything unusual. That's why laboratories measure indicators like peroxide value and anicidin value, markers that reveal whether fish oil has started to oxidize. And in several large supplement testing projects, some popular brands exceeded recommended oxidation limits. In other words, the oil had already begun to deteriorate. Today, we're going to walk through 10 fish oil brands that raised concerns during independent testing, along with 3 brands that passed with strong results. And along the way, we'll uncover something else many people don't realize. Not all omega-3 supplements are created equal. Different sources of fish, different purification methods, different storage conditions. All of these factors can influence the final product sitting on your shelf. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you something. Do you currently take fish oil? And if you do, what brand do you trust? Let me know in the comments. Many people choose their supplements based on recommendations from friends or family, and sharing your experience helps everyone learn a little more. Now let's start with a brand that has been a familiar name in American pharmacies for decades. Nature Made Fish Oil. Nature Made is widely available and often recommended by pharmacists because some of its supplements participate in third-party verification programs. But fish oil presents a unique challenge. Even when a manufacturer produces a high-quality oil, oxidation can occur during shipping, storage, or long periods on store shelves. In several independent analyses of fish oil supplements across the market, some products, including widely sold brands, showed oxidation levels that approached or exceeded recommended freshness guidelines. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean every bottle contains degraded oil, but it highlights how sensitive fish oil is to handling conditions. Because unlike many other supplements, omega-3 oils can deteriorate over time, which brings us to another brand commonly found in pharmacies and supermarkets. Spring Valley Fish Oil. Spring Valley supplements are sold in large retail chains and are often chosen by consumers looking for a budget-friendly option. But price can sometimes reflect differences in ingredient sourcing and purification methods. High-quality fish oil typically undergoes molecular distillation or other purification techniques to remove contaminants and stabilize the oil. These processes can be expensive. Lower-cost supplements sometimes rely on less extensive purification, which can affect oxidation stability and overall quality. Independent testing of fish oil products across the market has occasionally found variability in omega-3 content, oxidation levels, and capsule freshness among lower-cost brands. That doesn't automatically mean a product is unsafe, but it does mean the amount of beneficial EPA and DHA inside the capsule may not always match what consumers expect. Another brand that appears frequently in supplement aisles is Nature's Bounty Fish Oil. Nature's Bounty has a long history in the vitamin industry and offers a wide range of dietary supplements. But as with many large supplement manufacturers, fish oil products are often produced in massive quantities. That means capsules may spend long periods in distribution warehouses, shipping trucks, and store shelves before reaching consumers. And during that time, exposure to heat or oxygen can gradually degrade the oil. That's why some experts recommend choosing fish oil packaged in dark bottles and stored in cool conditions. Because protecting omega-3 oils from environmental exposure is one of the most important factors in preserving freshness. Now let's talk about a brand many people associate with warehouse retailers. Kirkland Signature Fish Oil. Kirkland supplements are extremely popular because they offer large quantities at competitive prices. And to be fair, some Kirkland supplements perform quite well in independent testing. But fish oil remains one of the most challenging supplements to maintain quality control across large production volumes. Independent testing across the industry has sometimes found that certain fish oil supplements contain slightly lower levels of EPA and DHA than their labels suggested. Again, differences are often small, but they highlight the importance of consistent testing and quality assurance. Another widely recognized supplement brand is GNC Triple Strength Fish Oil. GNC markets many of its products toward health enthusiasts and fitness consumers. The company also offers higher concentration fish oil formulas designed to deliver larger doses of omega-3 in fewer capsules. But concentration introduces another challenge. The more concentrated the oil becomes, the more vulnerable it can be to oxidation if it isn't carefully stabilized. Independent testing of concentrated fish oil products across the market has sometimes revealed elevated oxidation markers when manufacturing or storage conditions were less than ideal. And this brings us to a detail many consumers never consider. The fish used to produce fish oil often travel through a long supply chain. Small fish like anchovies, sardines, and mackerel are typically harvested in large quantities, processed into crude fish oil, then shipped to refineries for purification and concentration. After that, the oil is transported again to supplement manufacturers, where it's encapsulated and packaged. Each step introduces time, temperature changes, and exposure to oxygen. And every one of those factors can affect the final product. Now, before we move further down the list, the next brand raised a different kind of concern during independent analysis. Not because of oxidation and not because of low omega-3 levels, but because of something else researchers sometimes detect in marine oils: environmental contaminants. Heavy metals, industrial pollutants, and chemical residues can accumulate in ocean ecosystems. Responsible manufacturers purify fish oil to remove these contaminants. But when testing organizations examine supplements across the industry, they occasionally find products that raise questions about purification standards. And one brand that has appeared in discussions about marine oil quality over the years is Now Foods Omega-3 Fish Oil. Now Foods is known for offering a large catalog of affordable supplements. The company has also invested in quality testing, which many experts consider a positive step. But marine oils in general require extremely careful purification to remove contaminants like PCBs and dioxins that may exist in trace amounts in ocean environments. Most reputable fish oil manufacturers use advanced filtration and distillation techniques to address this, but independent testing remains the only way to verify those purification claims. And as we continue through this list, we'll look at several more fish oil supplements that raised concerns during testing, including one brand marketed heavily toward heart health, another sold widely in pharmacies across the country, and the surprising reason some fish oil capsules may deliver far less omega-3 than consumers think. And by the end, we'll reveal 3 fish oil brands that actually passed independent testing with strong results, proving that high-quality omega-3 supplements do exist. You know what to look for. One of the most common assumptions people make about fish oil supplements is that all capsules deliver roughly the same thing. After all, if two bottles both say 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, they must be similar. Right, but here's something many consumers never realize. The number printed on the front of the bottle usually refers to the amount of fish oil, not the amount of omega-3, and that difference can be enormous. Inside fish oil, only a portion of the oil actually consists of the 2 omega-3 fatty acids responsible for most health benefits, EPA and DHA. In some supplements, those 2 compounds make up only about 30% of the capsule, which means a 1,000 milligram fish oil capsule may deliver only 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. The rest is simply other fats from the fish. Now let's continue with another widely available brand that has been part of discussions about supplement testing. Puritan's Pride Fish Oil. Puritan's Pride has long marketed itself as an affordable supplement provider with a wide catalog of vitamins and health products. But when consumer testing groups evaluate fish oil supplements across the market, they often examine several key factors at once: omega-3 concentration, oxidation levels, label accuracy, and purity. Across multiple industry reports over the years, some lower-cost fish oil supplements have shown greater variability in omega-3 content or freshness compared with higher-end formulations. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean every bottle is problematic, but it does highlight how sensitive marine oils are to manufacturing practices and storage conditions. Another brand that frequently appears in pharmacies is Nature's Truth Fish Oil. Nature's Truth markets its supplements as affordable health solutions available through major retail chains. But fish oil capsules can sometimes sit on store shelves for months, occasionally even longer, before they are purchased. During that time, exposure to temperature fluctuations inside warehouses and shipping containers can slowly affect the oil. Omega-3 fatty acids are especially vulnerable to oxidation when exposed to heat. And once oxidation begins, it doesn't reverse, even if the bottle looks brand new. Another supplement that has raised discussion among nutrition analysts is Sundown Naturals Fish Oil. Sundown Naturals markets many of its supplements as free from artificial flavors and preservatives, which appeals to consumers looking for simpler formulations. But the absence of preservatives can also make oils slightly more sensitive to oxidation unless the product is carefully packaged with antioxidants like vitamin E. Many fish oil supplements include vitamin E specifically to slow the oxidation process. Without that protection, omega-3 oils can degrade more quickly over time. Another commonly sold supplement is Walgreens Fish Oil. Store brand supplements are typically produced by large contract manufacturers who produce vitamins for multiple retail chains. This system allows retailers to offer lower prices, but it can also mean that multiple brands share similar formulations and production sources. The real difference often comes down to quality testing and supply chain oversight. Some retailers require extensive testing from their suppliers. Others rely primarily on manufacturer assurances. That's why independent verification programs have become so important in the supplement industry. Because when third-party laboratories test supplements, They're not relying on the manufacturer's own claims. They're measuring the product directly. And when researchers analyzed fish oil supplements across the industry, they sometimes found capsules with oxidation levels approaching or exceeding recommended limits. Now, it's important to remember something. Oxidized fish oil isn't necessarily dangerous in small amounts, but it may provide fewer health benefits and may cause unpleasant side effects like fishy burps or digestive discomfort. And that's exactly the experience many people report when they stop taking fish oil supplements. They remember the aftertaste, the reflux, the unpleasant smell. Those are often signs that the oil has begun to degrade. Now, up to this point, we've talked about 10 brands that have raised concerns during various independent analyses across the supplement industry. But here's the encouraging part of the story. Not every fish oil supplement performed poorly. In fact, several brands consistently scored well in independent testing. These products demonstrated strong omega-3 concentrations, low oxidation levels, and reliable purity standards. Let's look at 3 that have often received positive results. The first is Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega. Nordic Naturals has built its reputation around high-purity fish oil sourced from small cold water fish like anchovies and sardines. The company invests heavily in molecular distillation, purification, and third-party testing. In several independent evaluations over the years, Nordic Naturals products have shown strong omega-3 concentrations with oxidation levels well within recommended limits. That combination, high potency and good freshness, is exactly what experts look for in a quality fish oil supplement. Another brand that has performed well in multiple independent analyses is Carlson Labs' The Very Finest Fish Oil. Carlson has been producing fish oil supplements since the 1980s and focuses heavily on freshness testing. Many of their products include detailed batch tracking and freshness guarantees. Laboratory testing of Carlson fish oils has often shown strong EPA and DHA concentrations along with low oxidation markers. That attention to storage and quality control helps protect the delicate omega-3 fats from degradation. The third brand that frequently performs well in independent testing is Life Extension Super Omega-3. Life Extension focuses heavily on laboratory verification and often publishes testing data for its supplements. Their fish oil formulas are designed to deliver high concentrations of EPA and DHA while maintaining strict purification standards. Independent analyses of these products have generally shown strong compliance with OMEGA 2.3 labeling and oxidation guidelines. Now here's the bigger lesson many experts emphasize. Fish oil supplements can be beneficial, especially for people who don't eat fish regularly. Omega-3 fatty acids play important roles in heart health, brain function, and inflammation balance. But the quality of fish oil matters enormously because omega-3 oils are fragile. They must be carefully purified, protected from oxygen, and stored properly to maintain their effectiveness. When those steps are done correctly, fish oil supplements can provide meaningful nutritional benefits. When they're done poorly, the capsules may contain oil that has already begun to degrade. So how can consumers choose a better fish oil supplement? First, look for products that clearly list the amount of EPA and DHA on the label. Remember, the total fish oil number is less important than the actual omega-3 content. Second, look for third-party testing certifications. Organizations like NSF, IFOS, and USP evaluate fish oil supplements for purity, potency, and oxidation levels. Those certifications provide an extra layer of assurance beyond the manufacturer's own claims. Third, pay attention to packaging. Dark bottles help protect fish oil from light, and some manufacturers include antioxidants like vitamin E to slow oxidation. And finally, consider freshness. Buying from reputable retailers with high product turnover helps ensure the oil hasn't been sitting on a shelf for years. Because when it comes to fish oil, time and storage conditions matter just as much as the formula itself. If this investigation made you look at your supplement shelf a little differently, consider sharing this video with someone you care about. A spouse, a parent, or a friend who takes fish oil every morning without thinking twice about what's inside those capsules. Because sometimes the most powerful health decision isn't adding a new supplement. It's simply understanding the ones we already take.